Hello, world and true believers. This is Brenda, a lost Aspie girl, and I wanted to make today's video about mind blindness. I've actually recently joined a lot of brain research studies to kind of understand how my brain is different from everybody else's, and I've also been reading a lot about the autistic brain itself. And the social brain, as I now think of the neurotypical brain, or as I like to think of it as the neurosocial brain. And one of the things that has kind of fascinated me is mind blindness, because I used to always wonder why, when, like, if I was with a group of people and we were walking down the street, like, everybody would turn a corner and everybody seemed to know to turn at the same time. Like, everybody would turn together. It's kind of, I guess it's like that herd mentality. And I say that in the nicest manner, because it's kind of like magic to me how how everybody seems to know when to turn all at the same time. It's almost like watching like a bunch of birds flying in the sky and you see them all turn together. I don't even think people realize that they're doing it, like when they're walking, and like if there's a group of people that are hanging out, they're all talking, and all of a sudden, like, they're all turn together, and like I'll be walking with them and I guess I'll go the wrong way and they'll be like, Brenda, where are you going? I'm like, sorry, I'll have to catch up, and it's like I'm always, and it seems like they all know where to go, and I'm always like stumbling around trying to figure it out. I mean, it's the same thing with conversations. Like, you see where the pauses are. I know I've mentioned this in videos before, where when people are talking, when there's a group of people talking, like, everybody seems to magically know when the pauses are. And I definitely do not know when that is happening. So, like, people will be talking and I'll talk over them, or I'll manipulate this conversation, or I won't get a word in at all, or I'll say a bunch of things and people look at me like they don't, like, whatever I said was craziness, and they'll just keep talking like I didn't even talk. It's like I'm just always out of sync. Like, I don't even people aren't even aware of how in sync they are. I think only if you have Aspergers, or ASD, you know, do you notice it, because you're outside. You feel like an observer, always looking in, and you're always trying to figure out a way to, like, integrate yourself. But it's fascinating, and I never understood why, and now that I know, and now that I'm beginning to understand, it's all coming to, it's becoming much clearer, and making so much more sense. um, and so I kind of wanted to make this video to see if anybody else out there with ASD, like, how their feelings on this, and to give, like, some, like, I say neurosocials now, or the social brain, or neurotypicals, however you want to think of it, some insight into, what that is. Not that it's a bad thing, because I think it gives us, because having mind blindness, there's some freedom to that. Like, when I like to wear my headphones, when I walk, I dance. I don't think anything of it, because I can't see how people see me, so why would I care? Like, to me, I'm like a child that way. I'm like a little girl. And when I'm excited, I run. When I hear a song I like, I dance. I don't, if I see some buttons that are bright and shiny, I start pressing them. Ooh, I hate it when the train goes by in the back. It's killing me right now. um, um, and when I see some buttons and they're bright and shiny, I press them. I'm like, boop, 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 like, and sometimes if I'm with some other people, they'll be like, Brenda, that's inappropriate, and it's hard for me to know why that's wrong, like, because in that way I think I'm like a kid, but I don't, it's because I can't see the social brain, like, you guys, I don't even realize like, if you realize how much you're influenced by that. I mean, I read that book by Matt Lieberman called The Social Brain, Why the Social Brain is Wired to Connect, and he talks about that, about like what it must be like. And I'm going to say it right now, it does feel like you're an alien. He mentions that in there. It must feel like you're an alien. It does sometimes. When I was a little girl, I thought I was an alien. I thought that I didn't think I was my parents' child. I knew I thought different than everybody else. I didn't understand why or how it happened, and the only logical conclusion I could come to is that I must be some kind of alien progeny. And so, beginning to understand that my brain, the neurological functioning of my brain, has been a very fascinating journey for me. And and but like I said, there's a freedom to that I don't think any other woman. I think as a woman, like, I think a lot of people look at me and I look normal, and people always think people with Asperger's like look a certain way, and but that is due to studying more other people than it is by instinct or by something that you do naturally. And I as a girl, sometimes you want to look a certain way, but at the same time there's a freedom, because um um I don't think, like, to me certain things are more like data, like facts, than they are, like, because I can't see how people see me unless I'm told to my face. Then I don't know. There's a freedom to that, but there's also it also makes it difficult to connect to other people, because you can't see that. You don't understand how it is that you are to other people. I don't know if that makes sense. I feel like other people with ASD know exactly what I'm talking about, but I don't feel like people with the neurotypical brain will understand what I'm saying. But like I said, I think, like, okay, the other day, I was walking and some guys tried to talk to me. I think most other girls would try to be either polite or they'd be really mean to them. I acted crazy. Seemed like the fastest way to make them go away, because who wants to talk to crazy? I don't think most girls would go down that route, because they would feel really uncomfortable, but I'm totally fine with that. And I think that's the freedom that Asperger's gives you. So I think that's enough for today. I hope that gives you guys some insight. And, if you guys have any feedback, let me know. Okay, thanks, everybody. Have a good day. Bye.